name is Tristan Campbell. I am 44 years old and I have early onset Parkinson's. And I want you to help me give Parkinson's the axe. I was diagnosed early in 2020. I was actually during the first week of COVID lockdowns in Australia. It was quite the surreal experience for me and the family, and that year was quite the year. Looking back, I probably started to have symptoms 1 or 2 years before this. I explain them away as an old shoulder injury or it's RSI. It's quite common amongst Parkinson's sufferers to have, because it's a progressive disease, you have symptoms for a year or two that gradually worsen, then you realise that, oh, this is not right, this is not something I'm going to recover from. Just before the diagnosis, I was trying to complete my PhD thesis, and the dexterity of my right hand on some days was so bad that I was actually having to create text using Word's inbuilt dictation function, which is not great for science terms, and then correct that with my left hand only. It was, yeah. So once I got the diagnosis, it was a bit of a shock, but wasn't really a huge surprise by that stage. 4 years on, I'm fortunate that I respond well to medication. So when my meds are on, I have pretty much full physical function. This is me in the mornings. I have about half an hour or so when I'm a bit stiff, so I can move okay, but my neck stiff, my hand stiff, my facial expression is, as you can see, very stilted. My main symptom I have is bradykinesia, which is slow motion, and it's mostly on the right side. So currently, if I walk, I'll drag my left foot a bit, and it's, the running joke in my family is that if I range from either human to half zombie to full zombie, depending on my medication stage, because the slow shuffling gait, stiff right arm, it does look, unfortunately, quite zombie-like. As a naturally fast talker, the loss of motor skills from Parkinson's means I am have to on my enunciation all the time. This makes social interactions quite wearing with the mental effort. Interestingly, it's easier for me to talk in person rather than the phone. Some days I just can't answer the phone because I can't enunciate clearly enough to be heard. Video calls are in between, funnily enough. One of the tenets of Parkinson's is use it or lose it. The more and different activity you can do, the better chance you have of slowing the progression of the condition. Hence, Tai Chi and dancing are very common, but for me, I happened across axe throwing about a year ago, and it works great for me. You have a large range of motion with it. You have the weight of the axe makes your body move differently too. There's flexibility in how I approach the sport every day, and so I can adapt to my activity to my quality of life in the day, and plus I can do it with the whole family, which is great. And so throwing for an hour or two for me every few days makes a huge difference to my overall quality of life. It helps me physically keep more mobile, helps mentally with something I enjoy doing. Medication often lasts more effectively in the days I do it, which is great. And the stimulation of trying to do something which relies on having a consistent action in a repeated manner to get a good score is interesting and challenging for me, because I have about 7 or 8 different throws depending on my time of day and medication that adapts to my abilities at the time. And I've just qualified to compete in the International Axe Throwing Championship in Canada this year, which is really I'm quite stunned at that. It's quite the uncertain events given where I was a year or two ago. Moving forward, my best hope is that some of the research will bear fruit in my lifetime. The increase in Parkinson's funding in the last decade or two has directly resulted in the identification of the causal agent of the degradation. And there are several vaccine trials underway currently in the US and UK. If these work, they'll hopefully prevent or reduce the rapid increase of Parkinson's diagnosis globally, which is, before COVID, there was talk of a Parkinson's pandemic. It's one of the most common conditions in the Western world. We'd like it may help people like me with help the progression, so you can at least maintain quality of life moving forward. I'm fortunate I've got a very supportive family and workplace and now hobby. So day to day, I'm okay. Like it's not great, but it's good days, bad days. You get through it. It's what you do. But my best hope, as I said, is research, and research requires money. So for this campaign, 1/4 will go to help me get to Canada, which I'll use to raise awareness of young and early onset Parkinson's, and the rest will go towards Parkinson's research. So please dig deep and help me give Parkinson's the axe.